Hi, I'm Pikcube. Welcome back to Let's Play Trauma Center New Blood. We were going to do a Let's Play of Old Blood, but that game doesn't exist. In the last part, we had a studio emergency, along with an equipment emergency, along with a girl who was 11 kilometers in weight. Or was it 111? It was 111. I'm messing up my screw up.
Yeah.
This time, we're facing off. This is a really... if this is the chapter I'm thinking of, this is actually really an interesting chapter. Yes, it is the one I'm thinking of.
This
actually.
is Mr. Nelson, the president of Humani.
Yeah, it's not the one where we go to Africa. Okay.
Blast.
Nice to meet you. The pleasure is all mine.
Hi.
I saw you on Miracle Surgery. The two of you are quite talented. As a leader in the field of medicine, I was deeply moved by your speech.
In the field of money.
You're giving us more credit than we deserve.
He's the owner of a drug company.
Yeah, it's true.
We couldn't have done it without Cynthia and Isabella's help.
Oh, don't be silly. It is we who are indebted to you. Because of your television appearance, our products have gained greater exposure. So, are you here to show us your latest product?
Instead of talking about the game like we usually do, here's a little bit of trivia that I learned the other day. First off, for any United K viewers who are watching this, you're going to groan that I call this trivia, but in the United Kingdom, it is illegal to advertise medicine on television.
Really?
Period. You cannot have, unless it's an over-the-counter. I don't even think you're allowed to do over-the-counter medications. You might be able to, but I'm pretty sure you can. There's like serious restrictions on it where if you advocate for a drug in a television commercial, you can get in huge legal trouble. The logic is that if your drug is good, doctors will prescribe it. You don't need the television.
Wow. That makes sense, though.
And as a result of that law, if you say something can cure cancer on TV in England, you can get in massive trouble because you aren't allowed to claim things can cure cancer on television because that's advertising a medication. There's some stuff on there where in America, if you say something can cure cancer, you can use some weird loopholes to get out of it.
Yeah.
Case in point, Dr. Oz in Congress.
Yeah.
But in the United
Actually,
Kingdom,
I was
if
only
you
there
just
for a brief stint.
mention it, you can be fined or arrested or whatever happens in the UK. Whenever I don't know your justice system, United Kingdom.
Wow.
If you want to leave stuff in the comments, I'll read it.
Care for some crab cakes? They're a specialty here.
I'll pass.
Yeah, we don't
Thanks,
need to
though.
talk about the game anyway, because it's just talking about hockey at
Valerie,
this point.
Elena?
Sure, I'll try
By the
one.
way, you know how I told you
Yeah,
that
they look
you'll have
delicious.
plot,
I heard
car
y'all work for
crash?
Concordia in LA before
You don't quite have
you
car
must be
crash
worried
here,
about
but
Professor Wilkins.
what are
Hockey
hockey
crash?
games known for?
Zambonis?
We were
Zamboni crash. No, thankfully not. Actually, no, that would have been way cooler than this mission.
Is it a hockey crash?
I
Fighting?
believe the professor's disappeared.
Yeah.
That letter we
Hockey
received
fight.
was pretty creepy. Who was it from? The FBI is trying to find out, but so far no clues.
He taunted
Have I
us
talked
with
about
his
the messed up
pathetic
continuity of
dribble.
the
Even
Trauma
a
Center
chimpanzee
games?
could write a better letter.
I don't think so.
A chimpanzee,
Okay,
huh?
so
That's
all the
rather
Trauma
harsh.
Center games in North America take place
Cynthia,
in
please
North
do whatever
America.
you can to assist
Right.
our associates with
But
their
canonically, that
stick
isn't always the case.
Yes, sir.
Where Trauma Center or the Under the Knife and Second Opinion, which are the same game but for different consoles, Trauma Center Second Opinion is the remake, takes place in Japan.
Did you see that? He hit him so hard his
But
stick
it's
broke.
but they
was that?
rebranded it as America
It
without
wasn't the
changing
hammer,
geography
was
at all, or any of the art assets.
Sounds like he's groaning.
But in this game, it actually does take
looks
place
like
in
he hurt his
America,
elbow.
even internationally. But in
just
Trauma
see
Team, it goes back to taking place in
Have to do
Japan.
something. Dr. Vaughn, Dr. Blaylock,
Wow.
would you come with
But
me?
where it gets
Where are we
weird
going?
is doctors from the original game occasionally
promoter's
make
a friend of
cameos.
mine.
So in some games they say they're from
I'd like to
Japan, in
introduce
other
you
games they say they're from America.
Thrilled to meet.
Anyway, it's a 4
So, Thor Gunderson. Happy Thor Gunderson Day.
73.7 inches, 211 kilometers.
Inga dinga durgan, Thor Gunderson.
Let's see, is that more normal? That seems more normal.
211 kilometers?
No, 211 pounds for a 73.7 inch man.
He...
Yeah, that's
7 foot 2 inches?
No, it's not 7, it's 6.
Oh,
It's 72 divided by 12 is 6. So it's 6 1.7.
So I was thinking 60 inches in my head, which is 5 foot, but I thought 60. My mind just immediately went to 6.
Yeah, it's,
I'm sorry.
a lot. That's not as. Why am I trying to say? It's not an uncommon mistake, is what I'm trying to say, even though you might think it would be uncommon.
Welcome to Pikcube's channel, where we don't know numbers apparently.
Which is ironic,
Mr.
considering
Anderson seems
how much I love mathematics.
It really is.
This is the person who talked about ordinal numbers
He said that
once
he'll
in a
let us
versus,
decide whether-
which
I wonder if
bored
anesthetic
the
will
other
even
person to
affect him if
tears.
he's that worked up.
Not literally, but metaphorically.
Perhaps you could try using
Metaphorical
a powerful new
tears.
anesthetic our company
My heart
developed.
was crying.
It has a much smaller
Not
risk
my
of side
eyes,
effect.
my heart.
Is this
Well, your eyes
anesthesia
can't cry in
still
a
being
versus. You have to
tested?
play the game.
Good heavens, no.
This is true.
It just hasn't
If
been
I could
used
talk
much
about
yet, so
maths
it's
to
not
get people to
very
cry
well
during
known. I'd be
versus,
thankful
I would
if it
always
attracted some
win.
attention after being used on a sports.
Well then, we'll
All
try
right,
out
let's
the
talk
anesthetic
about
from your company.
talk about how the parabola works.
bet-
The parabola has a point called the focus, and a line called the directrix, where any point in the parabola is equal to this. Yeah, okay, there we
The
go.
ligament is torn. It's a wonder that he doesn't seem to be in much pain.
The objectives in this operation are to reconnect the ligaments and remove the fragment.
Okay, there's our obligatory talk about the game. We have to fix an
I'm
arm.
counting on you.
Also, we're using some new anesthetic here.
Because
Let's
that
get
man
started.
is greedy for money.
Well, he wants. Yeah, which by the way, note that it's a new
Let's
anesthetic.
begin the anesthesia
Right.
scene. Please begin by
Untested.
treating the external wounds.
This is test.
Which is to
All
say,
external
untested
connects,
to this
you need
point.
to make an
Yeah.
incision and treat the torn
what I
ligaments
thought.
in his elbow.
Which is totally not going to be a
The
problem in
ligaments
the
completely
operation.
torn,
Yeah.
and that stick fragments and
It's
Family, this
completely
isn't that bad of an
penetrated
In order
operation.
to treat the
But,
ligament, we will
mild
first connect the
spoiler,
torn ligament. Keep
there will
that
be
in
convulsions at
mind
some
during the
point.
All right.
Good,
Please continue with the operation.
good.
Pull it out
Good.
and place it. The stick
There it is.
fragment has been.
what would cause this sudden convulsing?
Don't do anything when he's shaking.
I don't know. There wasn't anything in his charts that would have suggested this, but we don't have a choice. We have to continue. Just be careful. We'll have to
If
wait
he's
for the muscle
shaking,
to stop
you have to
convulsing
suspend the
before we
operation
can proceed.
immediately.
Okay.
Or
Doctor, the muscle's starting to convulse again. Let's wait until the
Starting
convulsing
to convulse
subsides.
again.
if you do
These
anything
convulsions temporarily
as simple
halt the
as just
procedure if you notice any
simple
more
as like
muscle spasms.
picking up something from the tray, it will freak out.
The ligaments need to be connected. Please be
What
careful.
do?
While we're waiting for it to stop shaking. And then... But basically, it's just you have to drag
You've
it
connected.
together.
You're doing great. We're almost. You've connected all the torn ligaments.
vitals.
Now please suture the.
You know what?
can't continue the treatment while the muscles convulse. So temporarily halt
Hang
the
on.
procedure if you notice any spasms.
Let's actually get a good rank on this.
Alright.
We'll fix the other hockey player instead.
Let's pick the anesthesia.
Okay.
This is Thor Gunderson's twin cousin, Thor Gunderson.
Get prepared to come open. Never mind, I got it.
Alright.
Close enough.
I'm very slow. Sorry.
Okay, good. I got that closed first. Alright, he's about to start shaking.
So we're using forceps for the
Yes,
ligaments?
and then I believe we suture the air once it's all done.
It's not working for me.
Are you using A and B both?
No. I'm just an awful person.
I wait for it to stop shaking. That was it.
Let's close you up, huh?
You're ready for bandage.
Woo! This is where I really shine.
I'm going to stick him over here.
No, that's not what I said. You absolute awful person.
I think if you press B, maybe you can cancel? You just missed.
What? God, that's
Now it's cool. That might have actually cost us a good rank. Let's find out.
shock.
Because you do get point penalties for stuff like this. Yep, there we go.
It'll take
I don't think it was
about
my
6
fault.
months for you to
I
fully
blame
recover.
Thor Gunderson.
Your elbow was in pretty bad shape. I'm sure you'll heal fast, though, Mr. Thor the Hammer
Thor
Gunderson.
the Hammer Gunderson.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
6 months? I'll miss the rest of the season.
He sounds like Lurch from the Addams
discomfort?
Family.
Do you have any numbness from the anesthesia?
Well, my elbow's all jacked up.
Oh,
Other than that, I feel great.
You feel great.
Yeah, I beat the snot out of Woodman in my dreams.
And that explains the convulsion.
Wait till I get my hands on him for real.
Do we have to report this?
He's gonna be DOA.
You should report this to President Nilsson. He should know that there's a high probability the new anesthesia may not work if the patient's excited.
And there we go. I think we have time to do a second mission, as long as this isn't a stigma operation.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is this one should be fine.
Kill.
If it is a stigma operation, this is going
we
to.
have discovered two
Oh, this is
unique
a stigma operation.
characteristics
This
of
video is going to be a bit long.
First, its genetic information is stored in a film-like architecture. That alone differentiates it from organisms such as ourselves, whose genetic code is stored in chains.
So it's like a two-dimensional barcode then? As opposed to a regular barcode, which only stores information linearly?
Do you know what you
The
call a
other
two-dimensional
unique
barcode?
characteristic
A
is
QR
that
code.
it only requires a minuscule amount, but without it, stigma cannot survive. I wish I could say the discovery was mine, but it's Cynthia who deserves the credit. It was her keen insight that led to the breakthrough.
And exactly what type of metal are you referring to?
Oh,
Heavy-
I beg your
heavy
pardon.
metal.
It's a rare alloy known as colurium.
Okay, I forgot to look this up before the recording. I don't know if that's actually a real metal or not.
I don't believe it is.
It has attracted
Are you looking it up now?
considerable
Yeah.
attention as of late.
Okay.
I mean, you're good to go ahead on with the story
That
quickly.
explains it.
That
Explains
explains
what, Marcus?
Oh, nothing. I was just surprised to hear that.
Colurium is used in various fields, but primarily the medical industry. Although it's only been in use for 10 years, there are already numerous applications. Electrodes, as an ingredient in medicine, the synthetic heme for artificial blood. It's used in cutting-edge medical technology, to be certain.
I can't believe Kanai is missing an important conference like this. If it was me who wasn't here, I'd never hear the end of it.
Oh, I'm being paged.
man.
If you'll excuse me, ma'am.
Don't put
Let's
up
go,
with that
Val.
stuff.
I'll fill you in later on anything important you miss.
Yay, we don't have plot anymore. What's going on?
What's the situation, Elena?
There's been an accident.
What? Kanai?
One of the two patients being transferred here is in serious condition. He sustained multiple injuries and will probably require an emergency operation.
Well, here comes this.
I'm sorry. I can't believe my stupid cousin.
It's all right, Kanai. Just take it easy. Seems like you may have sprained your neck. Let's have Dr. Everett take a look.
I'm sorry, Marcus. I should be the one operating on my cousin.
What are you talking about? Look at the condition you're in.
I said some
The condition that we
harsh
didn't
things to
bother
Bashira this
making
morning,
more art for.
so he must have been distracted. It's all my fault.
Don't worry, your cousin will be fine. It's unlike you to fall apart at the seams.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think it
Marcus,
is real because all
Valerie,
that pops up whenever I Google
take good care of Kashira.
Delirium is just like game stuff.
Wow.
So,
At least they didn't call it unobtainium.
this is true.
Heavy damage to the liver and hemorrhaging in the abdominal cavity. Proceed with caution.
The patient
Don't
is
you
a
get what you
31-year-old
drink,
Asian
kids.
male who was injured in a
Don't do
car.
it.
He sustained several internal injuries, including a burst liver.
Yeah, that's the biggest consequence of drinking right there. Burst liver.
And we
Yep.
suspect he has a massive amount
We
Hey,
won't know for sure
hey,
until
future
we take a
Pikcube,
look
put on
inside.
screen if that's ever actually happened because
But
of
depending
drinking.
on the patient's condition, we may need to focus on keeping...
I agree. We should
That was
treat
very
the
interesting,
area and
future
stop the
Pikcube.
hemorrhaging. Then we can
Now, put a
The
balloon on
objective of
screen.
this operation is to treat the
Cirrhosis
damaged
is
liver.
whenever it like kills your liver, which is
Next
spelled
word.
really oddly. It's like Cirrhosis. Like why would you
Everything
spell
about it is
cirrhosis
spelled
that
odd.
way? I guess so.
Oh, hey, it's Mr. Takanaka.
Let's begin the As I explained before,
He's
be
a
aware of
beast.
the patient's vital. Okay,
That's the joke.
please open him up.
You gonna do it?
Nope. give me her other cousin.
Are they sumo wrestlers?
Let's begin. As I explained,
No, this game takes place
be
in
aware of
America.
the. Okay, Please open him up.
No, this one actually takes place in America, I think.
Or does it?
You want? You do the first incision. I can't be
Okay.
trusted.
I finished treating. Oh, doctor.
Blah blah blah
No, it
blah.
wasn't. I feel no grief, no remorse. I'm glad he died.
This is why we aren't actually doctors.
As
Yeah,
I explained
honestly.
before, be aware of
Maybe we
the-
should play a
okay.
first-person shooter at some
Please
point.
open him up.
Except there, we will choose not to kill people. You get your first try.
As
Okay, we got
expected,
really low
first,
health, so
let's tr- The patient's
Oh,
undergoing
great.
cardiac arrest. Already the defibrillator.
I haven't done this in ages. Your turn.
What? Honestly, the worst.
We have a pulse.
Okay.
But in this condition, he won't last.
You're right. We should wait until
All
he's
drained.
recovered a bit. Let's treat the bleeding and the less severe. We'll also
You want me
seal
to
the
do
injury.
violence?
There's not a huge point doing violence in an operation like this because
We have to keep an eye on his vitals while we treat
because
the bleeding.
of
Let's get the less severe
fibrillation.
injuries under control. There's an irregularity on the EKG.
Alright.
Doctor, please be careful.
wait.
Luckily, the heart didn't
Okay.
begin fibrillation.
Like if that starts happening, it's best to
Please
stop
keep
because sometimes you
hemorrhaging
can act-
Drain the blood and
sometimes
apply
you
a
can-
synthetic membrane.
sometimes it won't fibrillate.
EKG, we're done treating the lesser injuries. His heart is fibrillating.
Wait. It's fibrillating.
The patient's undergoing cardiac arrest.
Your turn.
Use the defibrillator and have a pulse. Please keep an
That
eye
one
on his
faster.
vitals as well.
Hurrah!
Alright. So we're gonna wait for this to become very bloody,
Yeah.
and then we just need. Alright, now we just need to get it
Slowly
on fast.
sealing it will reduce the hemorrhage. You're halfway done. If the heart begins to if we seal it with a membrane, we can reduce the bleeding.
Just wait.
He's fibrillating.
It's fibrillating.
I'll prepare the defibrillator.
Get ready.
He's undergoing cardiac arrest. Use the defibrillator. We have a pulse. Continue
go.
the operation.
Alright, drain. Now go.
It's hemorrhaging again.
Oh my
Drain
gosh.
and apply a synthetic membrane.
This is really annoying.
We're almost there. Let's secure the
Hurrah.
The injury
There we
has been
go.
complete. Close him up for now.
Crushed it.
Amazing he never fibrillates after we close him up.
Yeah.
I don't
Bad.
even care.
Good.
Please
Alright.
close him up.
They're starting to do the same thing they actually did in the first game as well, with where you have one patient who you treat over multiple sessions.
Yeah.
Let's wait for the great work.
Although in the last game you were trying to figure out a strain of guilt. Which one was it? I'm about to say it's the one with the core, but they all have cores because of course they do.
Of course they
There was
do.
severe
By any
bleeding,
chance, do you
so
happen to
we
know
had to pack
the
liquid.
days in the Greek alphabet?
The what?
The days in the Greek alphabet, because they're all named after days of the week.
It's
All the
possible
guilts
he'll need
are.
another operation. It was fortunate
The
that Kanae
days in
didn't
the
sustain
Greek
any
alphabet.
serious
Yeah,
injuries.
like Kyrioki's the first one.
Oh,
And
From what
yeah.
Justin told me, it won't be long before
Katari's
she can
one, so
return
is
to work.
Treaty.
I hope she isn't straining herself.
It's not. It's not
And
empty.
also,
It's one of
I
the
received a
others.
call from the
This is
FBI
absolute gibberish. to me. I
regarding
don't
Professor
understand that
Wilkins.
fact.
Any le-
They want to run background
they actually do
checks,
name
and
them
they
after
must be
days
feeling
in-
the heat
I
now
believe
that
it's the
the
Greek
public knows
alphabet.
about stigma.
Future me, correct if it's
I'm
not the Greek
concerned, though,
alphabet.
about how the kidnappers may. Well, hope.
Same country.
Latin, you mean?
No, Roman.
The Roman alphabet.
It's the alphabet for the Roman calendar. Anyways, that'll do it for this episode. Next time, we will fade to black. Or will we do that right now?
Atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.